Hi, this is Tara. Today I'm talking about your resolutions. I know that some of you are making them. I know that some of you have abolished the entire idea of doing resolutions because of past failures or because they're just not something that you do, or maybe you do it all year round, and I would encourage you to keep doing that. But I'm talking today about the area of change in general and why we get to the end of a year and are really encouraged or inspired to make some changes, because there's some area of our lives, in everybody's life, that we're dissatisfied in. And so this is a natural time of reflection that I've been talking about this whole month. Reflection and then planning about what we want to be different. So a lot of people set resolutions, and there's lots of reasons why they fail at them. Some people will say that it's because they set goals that are too big, that are unrealistic, that there's no way they can achieve, and so they get discouraged too easily and they fall off. They just abolish the whole idea, move on, and the next year is the same as the year before. Other people say that they set goals that are too small, that don't mean enough, and so they accomplish them, but they don't really matter. So there's lots of reasons, and there's a whole area of science that is actually looking at why it's so hard for us to make change in our life. I think personally that we set goals that are both. We set goals that are too big, that we don't have enough resources for, that we don't do enough planning for. But I also think that we set goals that are way too insignificant. I think it's a great goal to say you want to start flossing your teeth every day. And you can do that by habit stacking onto when you brush your teeth and maximize your chance of success. But really, after 6 weeks, you could floss your teeth every day. How proud are you going to be about yourself? How much motivation is it going to take to get there? And how are you going to savor that experience and celebrate it once you do? Really, we don't celebrate those ones. They're easily achievable, and we can say that, oh, I did this year, just so we can check something off of a list. But did it matter to you? Were you passionate about it? I think it's really important to set big goals. I think sometimes the goals that seem that they're unreachable are the ones that matter to us the most. And if they matter to us, we need to start thinking bigger. I think a lot of people live really small, contained lives, and they never really reach anything big because everything is manageable. So you can be controlled and manage your life that way, having all the power that you need to accomplish some of these smaller goals. But how significant are they to you, and are they creating passion and momentum and bigness and boldness in your life? If that's what you want, the small goals are not going to get you there. It's not going to be enough. So I want you to think in terms of threes. I want you to think about and write down 3 goals that are life and death to you. And it could be physical life and death, where you're managing a lifestyle issue or a health condition that you really need to make some changes to prolong your physical life and your health. Or it could be emotional, spiritual, mental life and death. Things that are really urgent in your life that you need to take care of. I want you to write 3 things down, if you have them, of areas that are life and death. So there's an urgency to them. You must do these things this year to be healthy, to get into the next year with any sense of emotional, mental, physical, spiritual health. Write those 3 things down. Then I want you to look at 3 things in your life that you want, that you're really passionate about. And I don't care how big they seem or how unreachable they seem. I want you to start daydreaming way bigger, because that's what will start the process. That will start the momentum, is to really think about what matters to you, what you've always wanted to do, what you've never done. You can look at filling in missing resources later when you start putting a plan into place. If you need to get a personal coach to help you train for a competition or a marathon, if you need a business coach to help you train for doubling your bookings or increasing the size of your business or starting a new business, you can fill in the missing resources later. But I want you to think about the things that really matter to you. If you're going to live a passionate, bold life this year, I want you to write those down. Make sure that they matter and get excited about them. As you think about them, you'll know, because you will feel excited all through your body. So write those 3 things down. The last 3 that I want you to look at are your 3 never agains. And I'm borrowing this from another site that challenged me to write down my 4 never agains. I want you to look at 3 things that you're doing that you did in 2015 that you are never going to do again because they were toxic or dangerous or unhealthy in some way, emotional, mental, physical, or spiritual, in whatever way it is, I want you to think about the things in your life that absolutely must stop because they are so outside the range of health in whatever way that is. For me, I went through this process. My 4 things had a lot to do with people that I've allowed into my life. Toxic people or negative energy or business associates, even difficult clients. There are areas that I should have set bigger, stronger boundaries and I didn't, and I allowed people that were not good for me to come into my life. And even though that they didn't derail me, those people, that kind of negativity drains emotional and mental energy and can really be these insidious seeds of demotivation or just distraction that take you away from your goals, that really stop you from getting where you want to in life or meeting the kind of people that you need to have in your life. So I had to make some very personal and honest goals about things and people I am never again going to entertain into my life and boundaries I need to set in those places. So look at those 3 areas too. What are your never agains? Your 3s are 3 life and deaths, 3 things that you're going to start that you're really passionate about, 3 things that you're doing now that you need to stop immediately. I want you to write those down, then start to create an action plan about it. Read some books in this area, learn from experts on the best way to set goals and to achieve them. There's a lot of information out there. Start making your life matter by stopping the things that are bad for you, starting the things that you need to. Think bigger. Think way bigger in your life. You can live a passionate, bold life if you start thinking it in your head, but then you have to put an action plan to it. So I encourage you to do this instead of your resolutions. Just start making this a lifestyle. You can have a lifestyle of setting big goals and starting to achieve the things that you've always wanted to do before you run out of time to do it. So I'm encouraging you to do that for the end of this year. I hope you're well. I hope you have a happy new year, and I hope I'll see you in 2016.